Hi everyone. I hope you all are doing great and ready for the holidays. I wanted to hop in here to share a couple of things with you all. Lately, I've been talking at several conferences, and one of the things that keep coming back as a question when I talk about automation and I talk about how to make automation better. I always get questions around metrics, KPI metrics. What kind of metrics are you looking at to measure your automation? So today I want to spend a couple of minutes just to dive in a little bit about automation, at least my approach, because I know when we are looking and talking about metrics, KPI metrics, quality KPI metrics, software quality KPI metrics, folks are thinking about the number of defects, the number of blast rate, the number of bugs, the number of test case. It's always related to the testing activity and data that is driving the quality, which I totally agree. Those are important. But for me, the way that I think about quality KPI is really depending on a couple of questions that I do always ask. Who is looking for the data? Who is looking at the data? What is the data it's going to be used for? And how are you going to make a decision about the data? That's critical for me. It's don't just come and ask me about data, but it's always like who's the data is for, what are you going to be doing with the data, and how are you going to use that data in the future. So based on each of those information, I always like to create a dashboard. I'm a fan of dashboard where anybody in the organization can see the data. So when we're talking about who, I think usually there's three, at least in my experience, right? And you guys can comment and let me know. In my experience, there's always three category of folks that are interested in the data for software quality to determine the health of the application that is on the test. It's usually the tester that is actually doing the testing work. It's also, so that's QA tester, QA engineer, quality analyst tester. They just want to determine where they are in the testing so they can progress and feel good and have a great confidence level about the testing. And then the second is usually middle management, direct team member. So I'm talking about software quality manager, software quality leader. I'm talking about dev manager, DevOps manager, ops manager. Anybody that is supporting the application and managing a team that is supporting the application. They're also curious about, how is this application going? You guys have been testing for a while. How is it going? And then the third folks that are usually interested about data and KPI is really upper management leadership, right? So it's like your C-suite, it's your VP of technology, VP of VP of product. Those are or CTO, CIO, CISO and all that. They are the ones that are really trying to look at the high level, on a high level view. How is the application going? Is it healthy? Can I sleep better at night and know that my application is bug free? Nothing is going to happen in production, especially around this time, the holidays. What is the performance of my application? So each of those folks that I just listed, they have a different interest into the application. They have different interest in the quality of the application. They also have different interest into the data that they're looking at. So you can't mash up every data and give it to them, at least in my opinion. You have to make sure that at each level you provide some kind of data that is really usable for them. Obviously, if you are the VP of product and you want to dive down and really look at the bugs, you feel free to do that, or if you dev manager, you want to look at the bugs, you feel free to do that. But we want to make sure that, we know what you're looking for, who is looking at it, and why you're looking at it, as in terms of like what kind of decision are you trying to make. So that's how I usually trying to frame up my KPI to determine who do I deliver this KPI for, in order to make the best decision for your team, and in essence determine the quality and give you that high level confidence that your quality, your software have the best quality. So So I hope that was helpful. I know I have a conference, a presentation coming up soon, so I'm gonna have an opportunity to detail that in an hour presentation at the online test conference coming up, I think in December. So if you have not grabbed your ticket, please do so. This is an opportunity for you, and this is my last speaking engagement for the year, so I'm super excited because we're all gonna be looking at KPI and how well application have been doing this entire year pretty much. So thank you for watching, and please leave a comment or tell me about how you determine KPI in your organization, or what kind of challenge are you facing in terms of your KPI. All right, bye. Have a good holiday.